the heart of Harlem, amidst the jazzy tunes and the toe-tapping rhythms, there dwelt a cat named Langston. He was slicker than a greased pig and sharper than a switchblade, with a knack for weaving spells that danced between the realms of the living and the dead. Enter Dorothy Jean, a dame so fine she could make a bishop kick a hole in a stained glass window. Born with a silver spoon in her mouth, but craving a taste of real love, Dorothy Jean longed for something more than the high society jazz parties and uptown shindigs. Little did she know that her path was about to cross with Langston's, in a whirlwind of passion and deception. Their meet-cute went down one hot summer night in a smoky speakeasy tucked away in the heart of Harlem. Dorothy Jean was drawn to Langston like a moth to a flame, his mysterious aura pulling her in like a magnet. Before she knew it, she was in his arms, lost in a haze of forbidden desire. Under the glow of the moon, Langston worked his mojo, spinning spells that bound Dorothy Jean's heart to his with a single incantation. In that moment, their destinies became intertwined, their souls locking horns in a dance as old as time. But as the days turned into nights and the nights into weeks, Dorothy Jean's love began to unravel, twisting into a gnarled obsession that threatened to consume her whole. No longer satisfied with just a taste of Langston's affection, she hungered for more, her longing turning into a fever pitch of madness. Desperate to break free from Dorothy Jean's suffocating embrace, Langston sought counsel from the spirits of his ancestors, begging for guidance in a world where love and magic walked hand in hand. But the whispers of the past offered no solace, only a grim reminder of the consequences of dabbling in dark arts. As the shadows closed in around them, Langston realized the true extent of his folly. In his quest for love, he had unleashed a force beyond his control, a force that threatened to consume them both. Now, he must confront the demons of his past and the depths of his own soul, if he is to break the curse that binds them together and save them from a fate worse than death. As the shadows closed in around Langston and Dorothy Jean, the truth of his past came crashing down like a ton of bricks. In a moment of weakness and desperation, Langston confessed to Dorothy Jean the dark secret he had buried deep within his soul. He had murdered his own sister for the insurance money, framing her husband, who was now serving a life sentence in Sing Sing. Instead of facing justice, Langston had chosen to flee, jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge to escape the consequences of his actions. As Langston's admission hung heavy in the air, Dorothy Jean felt the tendrils of the love spell that had bound her to him slowly begin to unravel. The truth, however ugly, shattered the illusion of their romance, leaving her reeling with disbelief and betrayal. In that moment, she realized that the man she had loved was not the hero of her dreams, but a villain hiding in plain sight. As they plummeted into the icy depths below, their intertwined fates mirrored the chaos of their emotions. In the darkness of the river's embrace, Langston and Dorothy Jean grappled with the weight of their choices and the sins of their pasts. But even in the depths of despair, there was a glimmer of hope. As the love spell dissolved in the cold waters of the East River, Langston and Dorothy Jean found themselves facing the truth together, stripped of the illusions that had once bound them. In that fleeting moment of clarity, they made a silent vow to each other, to fight for redemption and to break free from the chains that bound them together. And as the currents of the river carried them away, Langston and Dorothy Jean held on to each other, their hearts beating as one against the unforgiving tide. For in the end, it was not the darkness that defined them, but the light of their love, shining through the shadows, illuminating a path to salvation in the depths of the unknown.